Hey, y'all, get them in here. You don't want to miss this. We're about to roll it live, y'all. The John Wick breakdown.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, y'all, get them in here, man. Hold on, let me make sure we. Hey, y'all. So, as you know, for the last 7 weeks, we were sitting down. Can y'all hear me out there in YouTube land? Yo, we live, we lit. Get them in here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, y'all. We got the chat up. This is about to get good. Because we had time to sit down and watch the John Wick tapes, all 4 of them, right? While we were down for the 7 weeks. And so, because we watched them, people say, why, right, Jones? We watched them because people was asking like, man, hey, man, could you give us a breakdown of the John Wick? And I was wondering why they kept on talking about this movie, right? And now I see why they started talking about this movie, right? It's a lot of secret hidden things in this movie that ties into our story. And the high table really is the Illuminati. The high table really is the Illuminati. When you get down, we're going to get to some codes and decoding things in this movie. All right, so the high table. Okay, hold up. We'll get into Quincy Jones, all these guys. Those guys gonna tie into they're gonna tie into that. Hold on, I want to show you this. Now, what is the high table? The high table is the group of men who control the world. This is their symbol. This is a symbol that they go under. Hold on, let's blow it up. We're gonna get to you, Snoop. Snoop Froggy Frog. We're going to get to you, Snoop Froggy Frog. So, keep in mind about the pyramid, right? The Illuminati symbol. Keep in mind about the eye that hovers above the pyramid, the high table. The beings who sit in this eye seem to deem themselves as the gods or the rulers of the planet, right? And they sit on what would be termed tied into the movie John Wick, the high table, the guys who control the world, because they said that these guys were criminals. Now keep in mind, the Illuminati, a certain fraction of them, we're not talking about the green light, we're talking about the emerald light Illuminati. They are considered as criminals, right? to certain fractions of other fractions. We're about to get into that. Keep in mind about all the beings who be throwing up the diamond, saying that they represent the high table. When you throw that diamond up or that rock like Jay-Z be throwing up, they saying you represent the high table, right? Watch this. Now keep in mind, if you go do your research, let's pull that up. Let's see, can we get the internet pulled up here? And we'll come back to that. Because this right here shape it get deep. This is the breakdown of John Wick in the high table. The high table is the Illuminati. We're about to get into it. Now watch this. We go to Google. People say, oh, when nigga going to Google? Chill out. Calm down, my brother. Now, look at this. This the killer. This what they say about the high table, right? They say the high table or the table is a council of 12 criminal lords that govern the underworld most powerful criminal organization. It is considered the ultimate authority. Hold up, it just jumped up. The ultimate authority of the underworld and is feared and respected by all. Right? Now it goes on to say that the location of the elders, right? And they got different fractions of them, but the 12 that run it is called the elders. Right? And it says that their empire is really the Roman Empire, and that they have they main place that they palace is in Morocco, right? And they said that they hide out. They place that they hide out in this movie is in called Fez, which is really a Terry Bush. We can get into that. Hold up, the internet's doing some crazy stuff now. They know we're about to get on them. We on them. Let's go back. We'll give them time to have John Wick was going to meet the guys in the middle of the desert. And I think it was on part 3 where he told them that if you want to find the high masters, what you would do is follow a certain star to the end of the desert till you get thirsty. And he went on to like a little riddle, and he said Jay-Z York, he just worked. He's just a member of the pyramid. They were really dark-skinned people. They know we're about to get on. Hey, somebody say, get these niggas, y'all, yeah. And then somebody else say, don't run now. Don't run now, nigga. Big Debo on the scene. Don't run now. All right. Now keep in mind this symbol. Hey, for my dirty Moors, don't run now. Tell the dirty Moors don't run. All right. So this symbol, keep in mind, this symbol existed for the other symbol. The capstone was connected, but the eye is still up there, the high table. Keep in mind, the high table are dark-skinned Moroccans, is what they're telling us. Based on, if you read the codes in John Wick, it leads back to some niggas in Morocco, in the desert. Right? I'm telling you, man. And then we tie into the Moorish flag, all this. And then they always telling us, listen at this. Because keep in mind, the real Illuminati are dark-skinned niggas, man. I'm telling you. They are Etruscans. Now, it says that these guys control the world. They control the world using one of the main capitals. They said that it was New York, London. The three main capitals for this high table is London, New York, and the Vatican. That's the three state constitution, or the three states system that they got set up for the Roman Empire, which is like DC. New York really is the word where the world trade is going on. Then you got DC. Then you got the Vatican in London. And in the movie John Wick, all those places will have a connection inside of the movie, right? Now keep in mind, this they say this right here is a Moorish flag, and it's the same flag as Morocco. Why is a Moroccan flag being flown in the U.S.? Now my Moors, they say, oh no, because this is El Morocco. This is El Morocco right here. That's what they're telling us that we standing on. That's why that flag is over here. Now I can get into more detail on that, going into the blood. That flag represents the bloodline of wizards. It's different perspectives on it. I can get into how they say that this flag is a cherry tree and all that, right? But why is these Illuminati guys or this high table main places in Morocco, in the Fez city, and why is they got a Moroccan flag up here in America? Right? Keep in mind, all this shit gonna come back to you in a minute. Okay? So how do the high table work? The high table, it works similar to a mafia setup, where the mafia has the head table or the head councils. Then each of those families have bosses. And then under those bosses, they have capos. And under those capos, they have soldiers and then associates. Right? So the high table, keep in mind that the Rothschilds are not they don't run the high table. People, when I say the Rothschilds, people say, oh yeah, you're talking about the 13 families. The 13 families do not run the high table. The 13 families are servants to the high table. Jacob Rothschild, I got him right here. Hold up. Let me show you. Look what he hitting up right here. We're going to get into Diddy, all of them. Okay. This guy, this is number one guy, front man. This is the number one front man right here. The real people in the desert now. This guy right here is their number one front man. These people are not the richest people in the world. In fact, the money that they hold or protect belongs to these black nobles who hide out in Fez City in Morocco in the Sahara Desert, like in John Wick. This guy right here is what they call a marquis or treasurer. He a treasurer of the high table. And his family is responsible for the funds and keeping the collection of the funds for the high table. And they go under the Red Cross. It's all gonna connect back to you. The Red Cross. Who are the Red Cross? Blue Shield. Hold on. Let's show you this. Who are the Red Cross? Remember, Bumpy Johnson told you he had made the plug, and the plug was from Corsicana. From Corsican. They was Corsicans. And this they flag right here. The same flag for Switzerland. Hold up. It's about to be all connected. Keep it in mind. Who these niggas, man? The Corsicans. The Red Cross. These people right here is those Jacob Rothschild is protecting the money for these people. This is the real bloodline. Niggas that look like us, but they ain't us. Right? I'm about to get into it. This is one of they shields. Because all this connect to the Knights, the CIA and the FBI, all let's connect. We're gonna tie it all in together for you. But the niggas who John Wick was after on part 4, the high table, when they started to go against the high table, they had to go to Morocco to Fez City. That's a big connection right there. Keep in mind, another one of they Marquise, who was one of the baddest man in the West, front man, Skull and Bones. Keep in mind, Skull and Bones is the front team for these guys hiding in Morocco and Fez City. These black hand, the high table guys. This guy was their number one guy, Marquise. When they had if you go back in the John Wick movie, I think that was part 4. The guy that they assigned to John Wick on the last part 4 is really a representation of George W. Bush. Hey, we can get into that, to the reptilians. With the reptilians agenda, they I might do a whole tape on that, on their agenda. Their agenda is just to keep us to a certain mental capacity so they can use us as a food source. And they use hybrid bastardized children to control the surface. It's all about mind control. All that's part of the reptilian AI. All that's part of the reptilian agenda. Matter of fact, we might do a tape tomorrow on that, the reptilian agenda. So keep in mind, this dude right here would be like the Marquise in the John Wicks. He the guy they sent out to anybody that fucks that goes against the high table. He was the guy. Keep in mind, they had what they call a jester. The jester is the person that come in to see who all broke the rules and give them their punishment, right? And the people that she hired, this right here was in part 2, I want to say, it was part 3. The people that they hired was some Indonesian assassins. But keep in mind, Indonesian assassins. Keep in mind, Judge Joe Brown already spilled the beans on what Obama and Lolo Sorrento and them was all about. Remember Lolo Sorrento? Because keep in mind, they had a hit squad in Indonesia. These the high council, the high table, was using Indonesia as a hit squad and to smuggle their black market narcotics back into America. How Obama get hooked up with them, because his grandma and all them was all with the Alphabet Boys. And his mama was they come up with the Alphabet Boys. And this guy was one of them, a guy that was working for the high table. Right? They say he had a zoo in his backyard. The dude had so much money, he had a zoo in his backyard. Elephants and shit walking around. But keep in mind, Indonesia had the hit squad. Remember, Judge Joe Brown already fingered him. Right? And hooked up with BP All and all that. Now, these are the guys that's hiding, that's supposedly hiding in the desert. This is what they look like. This guy sitting in this chair, the high table, the black nobles, the real Illuminati. Jacob Rothschild and them are just skull and bone front man. Look, the Pope kissing their shoes right here. These are the guys, the black nobles. The black hand that Rod Hayes was telling you about. Now, what the Pope doing kissing? Man, look at this dude foot. When we blow it up, man, the Pope is a freaky dude, man. Ain't no way I'm kissing no African crusty feet, man. I don't give a damn. The Pope going all the way out. Or else, these guys must be somebody up there to where the Pope got to kiss his shoes, kiss his feet. Remember, we told you about the three. This is their kingdom. Now, on the movie John Wick, they operate out of a place called the Continental Hotels. Now, I went out and went to look up the Continental Hotels, kind of find out that place costs like $400-500 a night to sleep in real life. Like the Continental Hotel, where these guys mingle and meet up at. And the price is that high for a reason, because they want certain individuals being a hotel, right? In this secret order, hold up. Let's get to this. All right, the order of the high table, where it say, I have served, I will be of service. Keep in mind how this works. The first rule in the game, when you get in this game, they let you get up to about $1 million to $2 million. But then they tell you once you get to that 2 million mark, they say don't be giving this money out to the poor or to the dark side. That's what they say, call these people. They really talking about us. They talking about Nubians, right? They'll be giving this money out to Nubians when you get this 2 million. Now, if you want to go past that $2 million range, right? And after you go past that $2 million, you start to get close to 5 million, that's when they gonna want to question you and say, hey man, you should have came, you supposed to came to this party. You got to go to that party, man. Now hold up. There's another tie-in right here. You got to go to that party, TD Jakes. Hold up. Let's see. Okay. Let's get that picture for you. Hold up. Now you start to see all these guys that's throwing up this diamond. All right, look at this. It's Pete. See, he let them know that he represents the high table. When you see these people throwing up these signs, this means that he's a physical master on the under the high table. If you see him throwing it up to the top, hey, Kadar, chill out. You see him throwing it down, that means he's a physical master of the high table. P. Diddy was one of the gatekeepers for New York. You know in the movie John Wick, that the white dude, Winster, I think his name was, he was like the king, the over king of New York. Then they had an under king where they had Lawrence Fishburne playing, where he was over the homeless guys, right? So P. Diddy because it's different gatekeepers, right? They got in this high under this high table, right? P. Diddy was the gatekeeper for the East Coast for this high table, right? And so you got to come through P. Diddy in order to get on in New York or to become a part of this order. You got to go through P. Diddy. That's why everybody had to go to his parties, right? TD Jakes went to one of his parties. Don't let him fool you. And TD Jakes been a member of the high table because they got another part of this called the Christian League. It's called the Christian League. And TD Jakes is a part of that league. And they already, this ain't the first time they didn't came after TD Jakes for breaking the rules. They blew up his house before at one point. Keep in mind, a while back, they blew up half of his house and tried to kill him. If you go back and do a research on TD Jakes, the church that he bought it for $2 million, but the church was worth like 10, 15 million because it was a Mexican guy church in Dallas, Texas. Like the name of his church is the Potter's House, right? I used to live out there in Dallas, right? And he bought that church for $2 million. It came with tour buses, church buses, a whole movie production team, everything to film his stuff. That's why he started doing movies and restaurants and things of that nature. So he been part of the Skull and Bones. Keep in mind, these guys, you got to study what a 501c3 is. These guys get the tax exempt from being under the high table. But he got to go to them parties. Once he get a certain amount of money, he got to start showing up to them parties. And somebody got him at one of them at Diddy parties. You see what I'm saying? Go do your research. They blew up half of TD Jakes' house to get him back in line with that. But they give him books, TV shows, promote him, and he's a group. It's a whole group of these guys, not just TD Jakes. So it's white, black, all different kinds that are mega preachers, right? And all of them is on what they call the Word Network. They created a whole network for these guys. The High Table created a network to promote these guys under the 501c3, which is given by the Lyndon B. Johnson Skull and Bones. It's the Skull and Bones. So these guys, the Skull and Bones are the front man for the high table. Right? So Diddy was the gatekeeper for the East Coast. Before him, it was L.A. Reid. I think before him, it was L.A. Reid. He was and Clyde Davis. Clyde Davis was the high master in New York for a while, and that's who Diddy them come up. That's who Diddy come up under. And so he let every time you see them on a TV station or taking a picture, and they got this diamond shooting that represents their eye, and that represents the high table. He letting them know that he's spiritual. He's operating as his physical master for the high table. It's got, and this is what you call a token. Now, on the movie in John Wick, they give a gold token. They got those too. But most of their tokens is signs and symbols, perpendicular, right angles, right, horizontal lines, handshakes, right, and different things that they present in the public eye, while the public not knowing that they speaking in an elite language. Like my little brother, Phase 1 got a book out called The Language of the Elites. You want to get that book, right? And he goes in on different things of that nature, how these people speak in codes and symbols, right? AT. Yeah, right. Hey, you funny because TDJ did say that, right? All right, so keep in mind these guys saying that now they saying that they spiritual masters. So they holding it up in a certain way, right? But they saying that we part of the high table. LeBron James know about the high table. Jay-Z know about the high table. Right? Keep in mind, they showing the eye. That's all representing the high table. The black nobles. The black nobles that live in the desert, they got their palace in the middle of the damn desert. Keep in mind, it's a movie called Eyes Wide Shut that connect to this. Where these beings go to these big mansions and have these big parties and orgies, and they wear these Halloween masks to cover their face, but they be lawyers, doctors. They all part of this under this high table. They part of the high table, or part of the order of the high table under it. Right? Get into so keep in mind about that. Eyes Wide Shut. Also, the Taurus Club. We'll get into these different fractions are all fractions under the high table that set up their own organization, the world's secret, the world's most exclusive club, the Taurus Club. And they got George W. Bush, they got Obama and Clinton. They all work for the same guys, right? The high table. Yeah, keep in mind, like I said, the Skull and Bones, which they got these organizations set up like at Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, and Penn State, where they bring in certain people to be their frontmans. And what they hire them as, politicians, big time doctors, they work with the FDA and etc. Right? But they part of this the 322, the Skull and Bones, the 501c3 that ties TD Jakes in. All the major preachers, they all got 501c3s where they get tax exempt. So they promoting something for the black hand, for the guys that's a part of the order. Now, what happens? Like I say, when you get up to $5 million, they're gonna be wanting you to come into one of them parties, right? And they're gonna be wanting some booty at these parties. They're gonna be wanting some booty, man. They're gonna be contacting you. Hey, man, you dodging us, man. We know you got up to that $5 million range. You owe us some booty, man.
We're going to either come collect one way or the other. So if you don't want to get down, what they'll do is then do you like they do did Diddy. Well, Diddy got up past that point, but we're just making for example. They'll start attacking you. They'll do you like they did Bill Cosby, or like they did R. Kelly, right? Then when they want to punish you, because they collect dirt on you. The dirt, if you go to John Wick and watch the movie John Wick, they got a whole place called the administration office where they keep dirt on every single person that's a part of their order. They got dirt on every single person, right? Keep in mind about J. Edgar Hoover, who was the head of the FBI, collected dirt on everybody. That's what made him so powerful. So in the movie John Wick, like I said, they got a place called the administration office where they collect all the records of crimes being committed inside of their order. And what is this for? This is leverage. It's called leverage. So that they can have dirt on you. Cat Williams come out and was talking a lot of shit about some of the shit that's going on in this under this high table. Where he said he saw Mark Cooper, the dude hanging with Mr. Cooper, right? He's in the room with smoke with Professor Ogilvy, and they were doing this and that, and Ludacris got booty with Quincy Jones, and he was going off, but he was talking all kind of shit, right? Yeah, so because Quincy Jones used to be the gatekeeper or the high chairman, right, for the West Coast, Quincy Jones. And y'all done heard all the stories. Let's get it pulled up on now. Old man Quincy. Keep in mind, Will Smith, all of them. Quincy Jones wrote Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a gift to Will Smith. Will Smith lover, what his name is, Martin. Gina's, not Martin Lawrence, Martin, Gina's husband. They were lovers, and they all were lovers of the gatekeeper Quincy Jones, who was the king of LA for a while. And you had to, in order to get on in the industry in the LA, you had to go through the gatekeeper Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones tried Tupac. Tupac came out talking shit about it. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And then all of a sudden his life was in danger right after that. Everybody had to get down, and once you get that you want to get that $5 million range, now you got to get Quincy Jones some booty. You got to get, or you got to get in his booty. One or the other. I'm telling you, man. If you don't believe me, nigga, go back and ask Pac. Pac will tell you. Pac said he wasn't with it. And then you know what I'm saying, he was going off about it. And if you don't believe me, go watch a movie called 6 Degrees of Separation with Will Smith getting pumped up the butt. I'm just saying. And who got him that role? Quincy Jones. And who wrote Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Quincy Jones. Don't believe me? Go check it out. So he's a king. He was an overground, like a gatekeeper for the West Coast until he retired. Till they retire him, and now the new gatekeeper is your buddy, big homie Snoop Doggy Dogg. Now you got to go do a smoke session. I think they say Snoop to quit smoking now. Snoop, but they gave him. How you think he got death row? You think they just handed him over death row? Nah, man, he had to give up something for that. And keep in mind, all of a sudden his son was a football player. His son was a strong, masculine football player going to college and really into the game like Deion boys. Then next thing you know, he dressed up like a woman. His son, Corday, not Corday, I can't remember what the older boy name. He dressing up like a woman now. And you thinking that just happening by coincidence. Also, they put him on the list, so he had to get booty with Martha Stewart. Yeah, nigga saying what, right? Snoop Dogg had to get booty with Martha Stewart. It was part of his deal as it becoming the new gatekeeper. Because Martha Stewart got a high rank. Martha Stewart had high rank. but she did something. She must have came out and said something, and they punished her too and put her in jail for a while. Y'all remember all them commercials that Snoop Dogg was coming out with Martha Stewart, the Corona commercials and all that. Yeah, and now they give him as a gift. They give him death row. It's all connected. Snoop Dogg is the new gatekeeper for the West Coast. Part of this secret order, this high table, right? And they really, this is really a low. The industry part is a lower level than the guys that you might not even know their name. That's billionaires in California. You never even heard of them, right? Just like the same guy that came out that booked Michael Jackson for that tour, and he had insurance policy on Michael Jackson, that billionaire. See, I'll think of his name in a minute. He's part of that high table. Just like George Soros, right? It's all connected worldwide. These guys control the world. They are criminals who control the world, the high table. And John Wick. And keep in mind, they put a $14 million bounty on John, right? Because they said that John broke the rules. And they said that because they had a rule to where you can't kill a guy inside of the Continental Hotel. It's like neutral grounds. And John Wick broke that rule. So because he broke that rule, the high table put a $14 million bounty on his head. Now the number 14 comes out to 1 and 4 is 5. And that's a significant connection there. Being that he had to go to Morocco to Fez City to get rid of the niggas that control the high table. Ain't nobody put that together yet. The dark-skinned Etruscans, the more dirty Moors, who shook hands in Timbuktu in 1478. Really, 1476 is when they shook hands. And it wasn't us that shook hands with them, because we don't shake hands with niggas that don't wipe their hands after they get through taking the shit. Right? So it wasn't us. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you, man. So yeah, Snoop Dogg is the new gatekeeper. Now, like I say, you remember in the movie John Wick, when the people broke the rules, they got punished for it. They sent an advocate out to punish them. Now it's a scene in part 3, I want to say, where John Wick, he has this cross. John Wick has this cross, and it's like a ticket, part of a secret order. And he used that to escape out of New York back to I think it was Trubacabla, Cuba or somewhere. They had like a hideout for the Roman Catholic, because the Roman Catholic shit is connected with this. He had a cross, and that cross got him a ticket out of there, right? But the woman who owned the cathedral that helped him out, the high table came back to punish her. And her punishment was, they told her to hold her hands out, and they told her to hold them together, and they stuck her knife. The Indonesians, assassins, keep that in mind, going back to the Lolo Sorrento thing, the Indonesian assassins stuck a knife through her hands as a punishment. Another brother, which was played by Lawrence Fishburne, who was the underground king of New York, right? They gave him 7 slashes because they said that he lended John Wick 7 bullets. And what's the name told him that them bullets gonna cost him $1 million a bullet. He said they're gonna be $1 million a bullet. But they gave him a punishment. So when these hot people that's on the high table or working for the high table, who are kings or gatekeepers, when they mess up, they punish them. And so that's what you see happening to P. Diddy when they send in Cassidy and the people at Ciroc and all that, because the Black Hand owns Ciroc, right? What's that name of that big organization they call the Black Rock, right? Black Rock is owned by these niggas that hide in Morocco and Fez in the Sahara Desert, the high table. Right, and they own whole conglomerates of other companies that you might know of. They pretty much own every damn thing, just about. They own everything just about, but they got front mans for everything. The Skull and Bones, all that. Diddy, right? So Diddy got punished for fucking breaking a rule. He broke a rule. That's why they taking some of his money and punishing them and humiliating them in the public. Now there is a fraction. There's a fraction of these people. Like if you watch the John Wick Part 4, the underground, the people that's under the high table, they get mad for some of the things that the high table did to them for punishment, and they band together to turn against the high table. And this is kind of what's happening now. Like the Knights of Templar and even these individuals, these guys have broke off and started doing their own thing. And how's that happening? Because J. Edgar Hoover, when the FBI would get a budget for like $40 million, they $20 million, they only spent $5 million. They would take the other $15 million and generate it into starting their own business so they can become self-sufficient. So eventually the FBI became self-sufficient, not off government money, but off their own money. And they eventually got into the stock market where now they're investing into the stock market. And so, and it's the same niggas that read the crop report. The feds is the same niggas that read the crop report, and they got investments. Does that sound like a conflict of interest? Do that sound like a conflict of interest? And then also the Knights of Templar, which really the CIA, the Alphabet Boys, they are self-sufficient and having their own companies, right? So they saying that we don't need the high table no more. So eventually, like we said, Satan kingdom will fall because Satan kingdom is divided. They keep shit compartmentalized in their order, and they on the high table. Only certain people know certain things, or whatever they working on. That's what they working on. They don't tell them the other parts. They keep them everybody up separated onto the high table to keep everybody working for them and in fear of them. Like I said, who are the high table? They hide in Morocco. The Corsicans, the same niggas that Dumpy Johnson said he plugged in with as the plug, right? And they were the same. They eventually took over the other side of the fraction coming out of Peru, where they had Pablo Escobar on their team, and they eventually eliminated him and just took over the whole operation. These Knights of Templar. The Knights of Templar took over the drug operation, the CIA. And they can't get mad at me for saying all of this because they put all these movies out like Rick Ross and all these other movies telling us exactly what they all about. You see what I'm saying? Say, Justin, what you confused about? What are you confused about, Justin? You confused about the connection between John Wick and on John Wick, the high table is the Illuminati, right? The 12 man that control the world, they say. And none of those people have names that you can call right now. Besides, one front man who we caught named Roger Allen L. Moore. Roger Moore. Who name was some kind of way forged on the deeds to the United States Corporation, property, company, and corpse. We caught him slipping. And then me and Rod ended up running them down, found out that they come out of ancient Kemet, then they went to Transylvania, then they went to Switzerland. They said that they bank is set up in, they fortune is hidden off in Switzerland. And then they got palaces in the middle of the desert. Like, go Google, like it's a palace on the outskirts of Morocco on the outside of the desert, one of their palaces. Man, these people got so much money, let me tell you. They don't even use money in their order. They use tokens. They don't use physical money in this order. They use tokens like the symbols that, like you just saw P. Diddy hitting when he's throwing up the rock, the diamond, or when you touch their hand in a certain way, or sell them a certain password. They use those type of tokens, and that's like equal in equality to money in their order. So you can get whatever you want from somebody without having to exchange money. You just got to exchange a token or a sign or whatever to them if they part of that same order and they got something that you need in that order, and it'll be reimbursed through the order, right? We're just breaking this down for you.
So if you like I say, well, I watched all four episodes. They also have a thing called a marker. Okay, let me show you that. All right, this is a it's a marker. Hold up, where's it? The Baphomet, all that ties into this. Keep that in mind. I think this might be the marker right here. Well, you can make a blood oath with one of your brothers that you owe them a favor. That's what got John Wick pulled back into the order because he was trying to get out. See, it's a double-headed bird on this thing. That's the 32nd degree, 33rd double-headed bird, or the 33rd degree double-headed bird. Right? Somebody said due time. He must be a traveler. He must be a traveler. Yeah, so the main thing I'm getting at is that the John Wick just give you a breakdown of the Illuminati, and it gives you the real origin of them that they hide, and where they hide that for real in Morocco and Fez City in the Sahara Desert, right? And this is a connection with them as criminals. To me now, starting to believe Rod when he say that flag really don't probably got nothing to do with this land. The Moorish flag, man. I'm trying to tell you, besides because I don't even believe the good Moors brought that shit over to put it on us. I believe the dirty Moors brought this flag, and they still running an underground corporation under the United States corporation in corpse so just in case we woke up and said that, hey man, we natives, then they got their back door was to say, okay, yeah, y'all natives, but we Moors, so they can still have a part of the land. It's like a game. I think that flag is an Illuminati flag now, based on how they play. Well, based on the John Wick flag. Now I can get into okay, that flag is, like I say, a bloodline. The bloodline of certain groups of wizards, but then we'll be still going the same way because the nigga named John Wick, as in Wicca, as in wizard, as in wicked, depending on perspective, right? With the word wicked, because anybody that's doing something you might not like might be considered wicked to you. Yeah, two balls in the cane, which is a bloodline of Cain and Enlil. It stands for the two balls is the seed, the phalluses and the seed, right? And then the Cain is the descendants of Cain, right? That's why a cane is something that a disabled person would use. Listen at that. A cane is something that a disabled person would use. You see how they play games? Well, we don't need no goddamn cane because we ain't disabled. We ain't against able. We are able. We're willing and able. That's why they said on this High Master coin right here, if you read what it says, I will serve, I have served. It's part of this order. And they get all kind of gifts. They get all kind of gifts and things and rewards as being part of this club, this order. And you could get punished for breaking their rules. Once you become a part of that order, you can be punished for breaking their rules, which was what happened to Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King came to part of the high table, but then he started talking about the people on the high table and saying that he seen the mountaintop and all that. So that's what he messed up at and broke the rules. So they put a hit on him. How much money was the hit for Martin Luther King? How much money did the high table put on Martin Luther King? Why? Because the United States corporation ended up paying them $400 million out of a lawsuit that you probably never even heard about. Martin Luther King people won a lawsuit against the United States corporation for wrongful death. Did y'all know that? Martin Luther King's people won a lawsuit for almost $400 million from the United States government for wrongful death, admitting that they fucking took him out. And they owe Malcolm too. They owe Malcolm too. They try to blame Malcolm on the nation. But Malcolm went against the high table. He was the threat to the high table because he was finna get ready to reveal certain secrets about the land, and the high table couldn't let that happen. So they put a hit on him. These people are the real people, man. I'm telling you, man. These people that these black dudes that's hide in the desert. And so to sum it up, the John Wick is about the Illuminati. And it's about the inner workings of how knitted they are and how much they own and how much power they really have. And how the real guys really don't want to be seen. The real guys don't really want to be seen, man. They just want to sit back in the desert and mess with little girls and shit on their secret islands and shit. And like I say, these people got so much goddamn money, man. Imagine if you had a whole goddamn racetrack. I'm talking about these people got whole racetracks in their house. Like you know how you go to like the Louisiana Downs or the Kentucky Derby? Man, these niggas over in London got whole houses with Kentucky Derbies inside of their house. They got whole opera theaters inside of their house. A whole goddamn opera theater the size of goddamn the Apollo. Imagine if you had the Apollo theater inside of your house. That's how much money these people on the high table got. They house is so goddamn big, it make a mall look like a kindergarten house, like a kindergarten playhouse in the back. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. They got some houses over there. These people got palaces and land so damn big that it'll make they got whole gyms, whole arenas in their house. I'm telling you, man. These people that's part of this order. So we hope the guys that requested that John Wick breakdown. You got any questions? Drop them in the chat though about if you seen that John Wick part 1 through 4. Yeah, they got whole fucking racetracks, like $2 million horses and shit. A house that cost $500 million on like a 2,000 acres, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, damn near a square mile house, goddamn it. Damn near with the arena and all that shit added, like the theaters and everything. Look, everything down to a motherfucking screw is gold. Everything is gold and diamond and high dollar shit and elephant tusk, you know, shit that costs like a high level shit, like, you know, mink flows and shit, marble flows. I'm talking about gold flows, gold chandeliers, the toilet gold. The pipes in the fucking ground and that water and shit go through is gold. That's how much money these boys got. I'm telling you, man. That's a part of this order. And like I say, they punish those who break the rules. And like I say, Diddy was no exception. I think they fired Diddy as the gatekeeper. They probably bringing somebody else up as the gatekeeper. Just keep an eye on who be the prominent guy in New York, like as far as the industry go, and as far as, you know, just in New York, the guy that's popping. They're looking for a gatekeeper right now. Diddy don't want to step down. Just like the dude in the movie in John Wick part, I think it was 3, right? He didn't want to step down. And they eventually made a deal with him to keep his place if he killed somebody. I think he shot John Wick, but John Wick lived. He shot John Wick, but John Wick lived.
But you got any? These are the guys right here. The guys that said this top. These are the high table right here. The guys that supposedly they part of this eye, and they look like us, but they ain't us. They ain't white folks. The guys that you thinking that's running it, that's like Jacob Rothschild and the Rockefellers and all them is just skull and bone front mans, just like TD Jakes or TD Snakes. TD Snakes. Telling you. So that's the breakdown, man. We've been on 54 minutes. You got any questions before we get out of here? Hey, y'all want to get them? I got 8 books out, y'all. I got 8 books for you new guys that's in here for a $50 donation to the Cash App or PayPal. I'll send and leave your emails and the links. I'll send you all 8 books by the Young Elder. If you want to get those books, if you haven't got them yet, if you new, you want to get those books before they go on Amazon. Oh yeah, also before I get out of here, keep in mind another part of this order that's under the high table is called the boule. The boule, y'all know about the boule, right? These are the guys that control movement. Spelman is like an all-girls school, Morehouse like an all-boys school. It's where they raise these guys up to be gatekeepers. See how this thing guarding this thing. It's all symbolism. This really Enlil shit, really. It's really Enlil shit if you look at it, right? Because Enlil, he was into this. The boule, right? The gatekeepers. So, hey, what's your question, Sheena? Drop it in the chat. It says, what about the Pope gold that been seized? Yeah, okay, so we got that back. We got that back over here, man. That's back over here now. Because the shit better get ready to change hands, right? The Pope was really holding that gold as trustees. And they were holding it under the orders of the Knights of Templar. The Knights of Templar are really the ones that went and got the gold back and brought it over here. Because they really was the guardians of that gold. Now we could get to a whole breakdown on it. Getting into Hernando Cortez, the Black Conquistadors, getting into Abu Bakr, coming over here, getting the gold, Mansa Musa. All that ties into that, where they hit the gold on Jekyll Island. Well, not Jekyll Island, they hit the gold on Nova Scotia Island. And then once the church had tried to find it, and they had found a map, and they was going to find it, but then the Knights of Templar moved it under a church in Trinidad, a church called Trinity Church on Wall Street. And they made a movie about it called National Treasure Hunt. Right? Well, a man named Benjamin found the gold, as in really the guy that found it was Benjamin Banneker. 1750, no, it's like 18, like when George Washington got inaugurated as president, that's when he found the gold on the Trinity Church. And then they tried to move some of it under, and they set up the World Trade Center. And that's what the World Trade Center thing was all about getting that gold from under there. But leading up to the point now where that gold has to be brought back because they couldn't spend under the Native Americans' wealth. And it's other minerals like all lithium and a list of other things that we have as natural resource that haven't even been touched. But we can get into that though on another tape. We just wanted to do the John Wick breakdown for you. We don't want to give you too much on one tape at one time. So, hey, what else y'all got for me, man, before we get out of here, man? Like I said, y'all want to get those books. Go ahead and get those books, man. Yeah, the ones at the Pope kissing their feet, they really, I'm going to tell you, they really reptilian hybrid children. Because the whole game is the reptilians feel like this they planet and that they have first rights. And that they feel like the humans is their creation. And that they deserve to keep them or whatever they want to keep them asleep pretty much. Because they need you as a food source. And they know that the reptilians know that their brain, they only got one part of the brain. You got their brain too, see? you got the reptilian brain and another brain, which makes you more superior beings than the reptilians. The reptilians know that. But they only let you stay on your reptilian brain so you can stay on their level. But they in fear that you might use both parts of the brain, the reptilian side and the other side. Thus, you will ascend past them. Thus, they can't utilize you no more as a food source, whether it be the energy that they feed off of, or literally eating you and drinking your blood and adrenaline chrome. So we don't want to get too spaced out because niggas might start thinking you crazy if they in here for for the John Wick joint. But the John Wick shit is high power alchemy as well, of them showing how the Black Hand really is running the Illuminati. The Black Hand from the desert, from Morocco, from Fez City, in the movie John Wick, and how these niggas got so much money that they wipe their ass with $1,000 bill, probably with a $10,000 bill at that. And for amusement, they'll fucking pay 2 killers to come in the room and try to kill each other, and whichever one win, they pay them $2 million just for amusement. And they fight, but you got to fight to the death. So you got to fight to the death. That type of shit. They the one that do the gladiators shit. That's their football, all that gladiator boxing. They own all that. These the high table. They own Las Vegas. The high table built Las Vegas under the tutelage or under the front mans, under their front mans, what they call Italians. Because keep in mind, the Corsicans was selling to the Italians. They wouldn't sell to Bumpy Johnson. They wanted to sell to the Italians because the Italians are really like their children. The dark skinned Etruscans are hybrid children of the Italians. That's why the Italians can wear gold and they dress in wind suits and dress like Negroes, and they got like a little Negro about them. These Italians, because they really are coming through the dark skinned Etruscans. So under their children, they set up Sin City, Las Vegas, and it goes all the way back to the land of Nod, to the 200 follower niggas. We can get all the way back into it if y'all really want to get down into it. Shit is crazy. Yeah, you gotta go back and check. You gotta go back and listen to this whole tape. This shit right here was lit. The breakdown of the John Wick. Right, so we about to get up out of here, man. Show us some love on the cash app. We take $1, $5, $10, whatever you got, to keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? So we can just do this for you. Break down. Yeah, we're gonna come back in about maybe like an hour with the Super Bowl breakdown, because the 49ers are playing the Chiefs on the land. Keep in mind the 49ers is dealing with the gold rushers. Who are the gold rushers? This ties in what we were just talking about, the black conquistadors. The 49ers are the black conquistadors who came over and talking about some gold rush. Right? And we the Chiefs. So we hoping that the Chiefs win this game, and that'll be like an alchemical setup for that the Chiefs are winning. Right? So you got the Chiefs and the 49ers. Like I say, 49ers is dealing with the gold rush. So keep that in mind. Right? When you going through this thing. Right? All right, yeah. So we better get up out of here, man. Peace and love, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Hotel. Ashud. Divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu.
Never have it been made so clear. Never have it been made so clear.